We looked at the culture and life of ordinary people in Achaemenid Empire in previous episode. Now let's continue our story with what happened after Cyrus the Great. Cambyses, Egypt, and the rise of Darius. When Cyrus the Great, the legendary founder of the Persian Empire, died in 530 BCE, his empire stretched from Asia Minor to the Indus Valley. But the question of succession would soon plunge Persia into intrigue, betrayal, and one of the most dramatic power struggles in ancient history. Cambyses II and the conquest of Egypt. Cambyses II, Cyrus' eldest son, inherited the throne. Determined to expand the empire further, he set his sights on Egypt, the last great independent power of the ancient Near East. In 525 BCE, Cambyses launched his invasion. At the Battle of Pelusium, Persian strategy broke Egyptian defenses. Greek historian Herodotus claimed Cambyses used Egypt's sacred animals as psychological weapons, cats and dogs painted on shields, and live animals driven before the army, forcing Egyptians to retreat rather than harm their sacred symbols. The Egyptians were defeated, Pharaoh Psamtik III captured, and Egypt became a Persian province. Cambyses crowned himself pharaoh, but his rule there was controversial. Egyptian records are sparse, yet Greek sources describe him as cruel and impious, accusing him of mocking gods, burning mummies, and killing the sacred Apis bull. Whether true or exaggerated, his reputation was forever stained. Bardia, or the impostor. While Cambyses remained in Egypt, chaos unfolded in Persia. A man claiming to be Bardia, his younger brother, seized power. But the truth was uncertain. Had Cambyses secretly murdered Bardia earlier? So who was this ruler? Many nobles believed him to be Gaumata, a Magian priest who looked strikingly like Bardia. For the people, however, he was a welcome change. He lowered taxes and ended forced military service, earning popular support. The sudden death of Cambyses. Hearing of the usurper, Cambyses set out from Egypt to retake his throne. But in 522 BCE, before he could act, he died. Some sources say from an infected wound, others claim suicide, despairing over his failures. The empire, suddenly leaderless, fell into confusion. The short reign of the false Bardia. The so-called Bardia ruled for several months. To ordinary Persians, his tax relief and reforms were a blessing. But to the Persian nobility, he was a threat to tradition and legitimacy. Whispers of his imposture spread, and the great families of Persia prepared to act. The coup of the seven nobles. In September 522 BCE, 7 Persian nobles joined forces to overthrow the false king. They were Otanes, Intafrines, Gobrias, Hydarnes, Megabyzus, Aspathenes, and a young royal guard officer named Darius. The nobles infiltrated the palace. Herodotus tells us the Magian king fought desperately, but the conspirators struck him down. The impostor was dead, and the empire stood on the edge of a new era. Afterward, the nobles debated how Persia should be governed. Some argued for democracy, others for oligarchy. But Darius insisted monarchy was the way of tradition and order. The decision was made Persia would remain a monarchy. According to legend, they agreed that the next king would be he whose horse neighed first at sunrise. Darius' groom tricked his horse by letting it smell a mare beforehand, and so Darius became king. Darius the Great rises. Darius seized the throne not only with force but with faith. On the Behistun inscription, carved into a mountain in western Iran, he declared that Ahura Mazda, the supreme god of Zoroastrianism, had chosen him to destroy the liar Gaumata and restore truth to the empire. His reign would last for decades. He reformed the empire's administration, introduced a uniform tax system, built the famous royal road, and expanded Persian power to its greatest extent. The chaos after Cyrus gave birth to Darius the Great, a ruler who secured the legacy of the Achaemenids. From Cambyses' conquest of Egypt to the shadow of impostors and the bloody coup of the 7 nobles, Persia's throne was won not just by bloodline but by cunning, ambition, and divine claim. Darius' rise out of this chaos ensured that Cyrus' dream of a vast, ordered empire did not collapse, but instead grew stronger than ever. Thank you for watching this episode. In the next episode, we go after Darius the Great and changes that he makes and how his genius stabilizes the empire. Don't forget to like and subscribe to make sure you don't lose the next episode.